why K-pop?
What can you be more specific?
It's fairly new, I think, from what I've heard. And is it a trend? Like, why do you like it?
You like, I don't know why I couldn't hear you at all just there.
That's okay. It's fine in the recording. I was saying how, like, is it a trend? Like, why do you like it?
I mean, I feel like after I got into it, it became really big. Like in the past 2 years, I feel like it's really blown up.
Hmm.
But I don't know. My friend just showed me a video one day, and I was like, you know what? This is cool. So I just kept watching more and more videos.
So is it the video, not the actual music that you like?
I mean, it's just pop music.
It's pop music?
Yeah, it's just pop music in a different language.
So you listen to it when you're high on pot?
That and just for fun. I mean, why do you listen to the music you listen to? It's because you like it.
So okay, name the top genres you like.
Uh, Pop, alternative, indie pop. I don't know.
Well, alternative and indie is like an abstract word. Indie originated from like
Independent.
self-produced, like
Yeah.
yeah, like independent. But that music is more of an umbrella term now, because not too many bands are actually independent or self produced. And what was the other one? What was the other genre?
I said indie pop, but I guess it's basically the
Like pop, indie, and
alternative.
alternative. Like alternative what? Because there's a different alternative. There's alternative rock is the popular one. Is there alternative pop?
I don't really listen to rock.
But what alternative music do you listen to?
I don't know, it's just labeled under alternative.
Mm.
I feel like
So
genres aren't really,
true to form.
yeah, because like if you listen to an album, like there's so many different
Hmm.
influences, like R&B. And, you know, pop just really
R&B.
means popular.
Hmm. Well, that's a general term as well. You know, how we label music is kind of strange. Like country not necessarily can be like I can make a rap song and I could be from the country. Would that be a rap or a country song? Or would it be a country rap song, which is a new genre?
Exactly, it's all just bunched in together. I mean, if a
I guess,
song sounds good, I'll like it.
yeah, I guess music is just like it's like ever changing and always evolving,
I
and
mean, yeah.
it like mixes up together. That's why there's remixes.
Like, think about Taylor Swift, how she transitioned to country, from country to pop. Like,
Hmm.
honestly,
Did you
uh,
did you get that song I sent you with Taylor Swift in it?
yes, unfortunately.
That was funny,
But,
huh?
like, that transition didn't feel weird to me. It just felt natural because it's just
Mhm.
music to me.
Well, I definitely like uh pop Taylor Swift and country Taylor Swift because I didn't feel like her country music was real country. It was like modern country, which is its own thing.
Yeah.
Um, Country is more like banjos and guitars and old hound dog voice.
Well,
Like
she did have some banjos in there, but
yeah.
I guess it was always
Um,
like pop influenced.
yeah, I definitely like her like What You Made Me Do. The Man, is that the one you're singing? You're quoting from the last podcast?
Yep.
And then also I like what's that one from Taylor Swift? Um Bad Blood. That one's a good one. Taylor Swift is a unique person. Like, who else has like transitioned from one genre? Like Miley Cyrus, right? She used to be country and pop, mostly pop, right?
I mean, because she started on Disney, and that was always like pop.
Hmm.
Like I can't think
I
of
mean,
anyone else who's done that.
uh-huh. Like oh, Selena Gomez. Well, she wasn't her TV show wasn't surrounded by music, but she transitioned into music.
Yeah, all the Disney stars did music.
Who else? Who else was a Disney? Zack and Cody, they never went to music.
Well, I guess they were just smart in doing that.
I remember them from the yogurt commercials, the Dana.
Oh my gosh.
That was always fun.
Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato. I've heard of her. I've never heard her music.
It's okay. I like her older stuff actually, more than the new
What is
stuff.
she, what is she like? Is she pop as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, Demi Lovato. Um, like what's his name? Usher. He's only like popular for that one, quote that he says, which I'm gonna throw up right here. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
That is if I do find the oh yeah that he says.
I can have a.
Like
Oh, what?
what? I was just gonna say like one hit wonders, like they have one good song. Like I can't even think of any. What were you gonna say?
Um, I forgot. But I could think of like a what was that song called?
How's it go?
Um, oh, somebody that I used to know.
Somebody that I
Like
used
that guy
to
made
know.
one hit song and then just left.
Yeah, I mean, I actually never like did any research if he has made any others. But that one song was definitely a good one, and that is a prime example of a one-hit wonder.
Um,
Um, the music video I liked.
also Foster the People.
How's that one go?
Pumped Up Kicks.
Oh, they have one or two good songs, but immediately those two songs are very similar in like tempo and the chords that they use. They just change the lyrics. Um, but yeah, that is a good one, and it became popular um, once again through the use of memes.
I actually really like that album, but yeah, I feel like they're still only known for that one song.
Yeah, because of the memes. That is a good song. Um, what is that song even about? Because people say it was about school shooting, but I don't think so. It's just a love song, right?
No, it's about a shooting.
Mm, wow. Okay. Well, my opinions on that song is definitely conflicted now.
Like, I'm gonna try to look up the Genius lyrics and see if there's an explanation on there.
Oh, is that like a site, Genius
Yeah.
lyrics? Never heard of it. Um, man, I can't imagine like writing a song and making it about a school shooting or just a shooting. Is it a shooting in general?
Here, the song details his plans and ambitions for a school shooting.
Jeez.
They're talking about a character that, like, this guy in the song wants to do that.
Yeah, that's still a strange thing to write about. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is stranger things like
I mean, it's interesting though because that song is like 10 years old, but only in like the past, few years, I feel like school shootings happen more and more frequently.
especially down in that weird state, Texas, where that one high school shot up by this one kid that claimed insanity, right? And he actually didn't go to jail. He went to a mental hospital.
Well, I feel like that's what those people need.
Do you think he really was insane, or did he? Because when you're insane, you don't really do. I mean, I guess you could do things planned out, but he planned it out. It wasn't like on the spur kind of thing. He didn't grab a gun and start shooting. He He planned it out. He had guns and he had ammunition for the
Well,
guns.
you
And
have to have some kind of mental illness to plan that out.
I guess so. I mean, was he bullied? Do you know the story behind him?
I don't know which story you're talking about exactly because, this happens so often.
It was a real big case because there was a controversy over the fact that he was going to go to a mental hospital and not prison because the families of um of the students got, murdered, wanted him to suffer by going to prison. Even though a mental hospital is not like the best thing in the world, it's better than a prison in those
Oh, this
people's
happened in
opinion.
December?
Did it?
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago. I think was it 2017
Well,
or
I
2016?
googled Texas shooting mental hospital and there was a case from December that came up. And there's also
Oh,
another one from
oh,
2017.
it might have been the 2017 one.
There was a gunman who escaped from a mental health facility in 2017.
Okay, no, that's not the one. It was at a high school that this boy went to, and some say that he did it because he was racist, but they found out that he was just bullied. But yeah, there was all kinds of controversy with that. Um,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
I
have to
wonder.
be some kind of, not right in the head. Like, there's so many people who have been bullied, but not everyone wants to shoot up a school.
Like you.
Yeah. And there was the shooting that happened on Valentine's Day a couple years ago. I don't remember what
Hmm.
state it was, but after that happened, like, I had this one teacher who would make fun of kids who were like really quiet and shy and sat in the back of the class and who were bullied, and I was like, you're literally talking about me, and never have I ever wanted to like harm other people like that.
I mean, I would have done the same thing. Nah, joking. And by the same thing, I mean, pick on the kids, as the shoes of the teacher. Um, I don't know. Mental health is a complicated thing because there's tons of contributing things that could um, leave mental scars on a person. Not just scars, but like wounds and festering cancers that could prevent someone from having a successful life, either in love, a job life, a career, or even just like loving themselves, appreciating what they have. Um, like, I want to say like depression, that's a big one. Most people have depression. And that's not to discourage like the good word of depression, like it's a very, very traumatic thing that happens to unfortunately to younger generations. Um, children that are 5 years old have depression, and people up to like 77 have depression. I mean, depression can like happen to anyone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are your thoughts of that? Like depression? Like, would you say you have depression? Like, have you been um not
I
prescribed?
mean,
What's the word?
I went
When they
I
like
went to a
diagnose?
therapist, but she didn't actually like diagnose me. She just said, oh yeah, you most likely have it. But
I have someone that I know that has been diagnosed with depression, and all they did was try to give them medicines, and one of the side effects was actually increase of depression. And um, their mother was, angry, saying like, how is this medicine going to work if it one of the side effects, increases that depression? And so they got her off that medicine. I mean, them off that medicine, and so far that person has been better for it. They were taking that medicine for like a good while. I'm not too sure myself how long they were taking it. But depression can't be solved with
I
medicine.
mean, that's another
It's
controversy.
Do you believe medicine could work in tandem with it?
I wouldn't myself, but I understand why other people would like to take it, though it could get dangerous because then it's like you're just depending on it, you know?
I don't think anyone likes
Or
to take
they would
medicine.
rather take it than not, but I'm just saying for me, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, it's all in the choice of things like free will. But some people they're legally obligated to take a medicine, and those are special cases, I have to admit. But it's all in free will. Like, do I take this medicine or not? Because I don't think a doctor can make you take the medicine, just prescribe
Yeah.
it. I wonder if you can Google like popular antidepressants, um, real quick. And
I
but I think
know.
therapy is definitely a plus.
Um, the only ones I've ever heard of are like Zoloft and um my friend was on, I don't know what brand it was, but she was on medication for a while and all it really did was just make her like sleepy and like she just seemed like she
Hmm.
was just like not herself. Like she was just like dazed out, you know, like
Hmm. But that reminds me of ADHD, which is also another common. Um, what would you call it? ADHD? Would you call it an
disorder.
illness or just a disorder? Is that like another mental disorder?
I mean, it's mental, right?
I suppose, but it takes form in like the body, like being stimulated. Like the brain needs a constant stimulation, so it takes the form of like either overactiveness or um, daydreaming. Like ADHD. Um, it's a problem in the schools where that's also people are prescribed medicines for too, and that's another thing where they become docile and sleepy and really doesn't help with their attention span either way. I'm no professional, but I know a few people with ADHD, and I'm sure you do too. Um, but I don't think medicines is the way for
I
anyone.
think for some like illnesses or disorders, like you should, but I feel like it just doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah, I know definitely. And if it doesn't work, I don't think bumping up the prescription is gonna help. I think it's just gonna. I think it's a quick fix. I think that's what it is. That doctors give them a medicine and to hopefully like solve the problem, but it doesn't really solve the problem. It just makes a new one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean with depression it's because like your brain isn't making enough like what is it, serotonin? So that's what the
Hmm.
medication is for, but then it's like I mean all the side effects are like it's scary.
It's yeah. Well, like serotonin, like I don't think making more of it, producing it, would solve your depression. The depression stems from something, either traumatic or just disheartening in the first place. So making more what's it called serotonin doesn't help with the underlying issue. You know what I'm
Doesn't
saying?
it doesn't it just like happen sometimes though? Like it doesn't always have to stem from like some sort of trauma.
That is true. Depression it can just happen out of nowhere, and it can also come in and out. Like if it could fade into your life and fade out over the course of an entire lifetime. And sometimes it's stronger or just not as potent as it could be. Um, I guess depression also wavers on different people, like how bad it is. You can be depressed on a Tuesday, but completely fine on a Thursday. Um, it's just one of those tricky things where your brain is just not maybe equipped with the proper tools of evolution. You know what I'm saying? I think it's something that's going to be gone with through evolution, if you believe in evolution. Because like our bodies, we haven't evolved any like wings or giant ears. So I think our bodies are done evolving, but our brains are continuing to get bigger. And I think our brains eventually will evolve to be a perfect meld, like where our brains are capable to fight off depression and also ADHD, but that might take thousands and thousands of years, and so we have to deal with it
Is the
somehow
world gonna
now.
exist by then?
What's your opinion? Like, how long is man going to stay on the Earth? Is there gonna be like an ice age, a meteorite? Like, what do you think?
I don't know about more like global warming, climate change.
Yeah, I guess we all can count and fry. Like, how do you think we should solve climate change? Like, is it stoppable? Is it something that's just going to happen?
I think, I mean, there was always a slow like rise, but because of humans, it the process like went way fast, like more than we can handle.
Mhm. It was
Yeah.
exponentially increased um, to a point where our ozone layer is just all screwed up. Um, but do you think there's a way of fixing it, or is it just
I think
inevitable
there's
that's
little
going to
things
happen?
that we can do, but then it's also like, people blame other people. They're like, why are you using a plastic straw? Like, yeah, okay, you cannot use a plastic straw. Okay, you're helping in some way, but then it's also like the big industries that are like producing bad things into our world. Like,
Hmm. Like phones and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's factories that cause a lot of
yeah.
pollution more than a plastic straw does. Um, I think people just want to help in any way they can, and I think straws was just one of those fads. I mean, it's still a thing, but it's not as
Yeah.
big of a thing now. Um, Metal straws is still out there, and paper ones as well. Um, do you have a metal
I
straw or
don't.
a paper one?
I had a reusable water bottle though.
Water bottle. That's all right. Yeah. Do you buy water bottles or do you put like a
Uh,
filter on your
we used a
faucet?
filter.
I know you have a recycling canister, what's it called, thing over there at your place. Um, where I'm at, we don't recycle at all.
Oh,
Everything just
it's
goes in the
because
trash.
it's required by the
But
neighborhood.
recently,
We didn't recycle before, but now we do.
mhm, that's interesting that people like it's a policy in some places, but not required in other places. Like I know in the neighboring town to where I live, they don't sell plastic bags. Um, and you have to, I mean, they don't give them free. You have to
Right.
buy them like extra for like extra 20 cents. But where I'm from, the plastic bags are complimentary and you get them to hold your groceries for free. And I remember like the stereotypical paper or plastic, but I don't see any more paper bags anywhere. At least not in my neighborhood
The only
grocery
place where I
store.
see paper bags is Trader Joe's.
And I never been to Trader Joe's.
It's nice there.
Like is it like a
No,
Sam's
it's like
or
kind of feels like a Whole Foods.
I never been to
Well,
Whole Foods
they
either.
have like specific stuff there, kind of. Like they have like their own brand, I guess.
Specific. So it's not like Walmart where it's just a
Uh,
general of
yeah.
everything.
I think they have like other stuff too, but I know they have like specific things.
Like if I want to buy rope, can I buy rope from there?
Yeah, I don't know, because I only ever get food there.
Okay. Because at Walmart, like most people would get some groceries, but you can also get a table, um, a TV, a microwave,
I don't know if they
a
have that
phone,
kind of stuff.
even
I feel
a
like they only
gun.
just have like food, because the only time I go there is to
Food.
get these chocolate covered bananas and strawberries.
Hmm. You ever put those?
Oh yeah.
You ever put those in the freezer? Yeah, it's fun. You ever like make homemade like desserts?
Not really.
Not really. Um, I remember when that whole little like get the foam egg, like how you buy eggs, right? And it's in that foam container. Um, I don't know if those are recyclable, but you put like Kool-Aid and then you put like toothpicks inside, right? And I remember making those with my mom, or even orange
Um.
juice sometimes, and making
Oh
like
yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
popsicles.
We've done that.
Yeah, it's always fun. Or making what's it called? Peach cobbler in a little coffee cup. I remember doing that as a kid as well. Brown sugar, graham crackers, and of course peaches. And you make a peach cobbler
I
like
would love
that.
a s'more right now.
And a s'more is also a good homemade thing. Most commonly used in camping. You ever been
No, but
camping?
remember we used to have bonfires.
Yeah, bonfires is always fun. We always roasted hot dogs, sausage, had s'mores of course. Chocolate
I'm
was my favorite in the
surprised
whole world.
it got
And
so
then the
cold down
marshmallow.
there that we were able to do that.
Oh yeah, well you can have a bonfire anytime. Um, but yeah, usually it's the lowest it ever gets is like in the high 20s in Michigan, which is surprising.
Sometimes the negatives.
Sometimes the negatives, and you don't want to be too negative. Um, but yeah, it's always fun to have a little get together with your family or friends and make some s'mores. Um, I've been camping maybe twice, and I slept, in a tent and everything with my friend Dominic. And we had that bonfire thing, and it was like a big fire. It's like a it's like a bunch of bricks, and you put the fire inside there. I forgot what it's called. Um, but like the fire would be so hot that the bricks would be hot. So what you did was put your s'more on the brick, and it would just toast it like
Wow.
that. And it was kind of cool. Um, but yeah, it's just one fun thing I did when I was around the Austin area, Port Austin area. Um, I wonder if anyone like from Michigan ever is going to hear this and I think like, man, these guys are a bunch of
Well, we're
fakes.
not fake, so you can catch us in Port Austin.
I know we're yep, we drive down with a
Like I
giant limo,
said, there's only
stretch
a
a limo.
population of 600 people, so you'll probably find us pretty fast.
I know you girls very
Yeah,
recognizable with your green skin and me with my purple hair and
you
a
can't miss
perm.
it.
So can't miss at all. Yes, indeed. And I don't know. Small. What's better, small life or big life, like big city
Um,
living?
I like the city just because there's so much fun stuff to do, but like I can't like see myself living here for like ever.
Hmm. I remember when I was in college, community college, I had to write an essay. Like it's one of the first things we had to write was comparing and contrasting life in the city and in the country. And I leaned more towards the country because of like the fresh air and close knit community, and also like just the openness of it. It's like so much flexible than living in the city. In the city, I feel constricted and um, a little suffocated, but it's also nicer because you get to meet new people because like cities are a hub for activity and new people all the time coming in and out. The bigger the city, the better to meet new people and to do more and better, exciting things.
Yeah,
I
I
feel.
feel like even though I haven't lived in the country for a really long time, like every time I go back, it's just like it feels so simple, but like but that's what I like about it because like being up in the city like all the time like gets overwhelming.
That reminds me of when I would fly. over a big city, I noticed that, like, say Houston, Texas, I was flying over that, and I remember seeing nothing but buildings for miles and a little bit of the ocean um, there too, but mostly the buildings. And I remember seeing how full it was. And when I flew back home, I just remember seeing all the fields, just the fields of green grass, and every once in a while, like a pepper of little buildings here and there. And I remember thinking, like, man, there's nothing here.
I don't know. I feel more
Yeah.
comfortable in the country, but maybe that's just because like family, but also like I'm really glad that I went to the high school that I did because there was so many of us that I met new people every year. Like
Hmm.
I don't know how people go to a high school with like, you know, like 40 people in their graduating class. Like I couldn't do that.
It's good and bad depending if you're popular or not. Cause like that small 40 is like your whole team, right? Like your whole pep squad, or all your enemy. You know, like you don't want to talk to them, or
Yeah.
you just can't talk to them. Um, it's beneficial and depending on what side of the
But your high school wasn't
tightrope
that
you're walking
small.
on. And yeah, there's like how many? 200 graduates
Yeah, maybe,
that
probably.
year, I want to say. 200 and some. It was it was nice. I think I mentioned that I was second to the last to walk, which was kind of cool and not at the same time. I remember thinking like, oh shoot, if I mess up, what if I trip or do something like that, right? um, and but everything ended well, and I found my seat well and everything. And I just remember the after like going and finding my mother and you
I
guys.
I did
Well,
go,
actually, were you
but
there?
then
Yeah,
you
you
went
were
with
there,
your
but
dad after that. Or you went, no, 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 you
I
went
didn't
to
go with
go
my
meet up
dad.
with someone else, so we just left.
Yeah, my grandfather was there. I think we all went to go eat at a restaurant afterwards, and it was my other cousins and me and you sister and my parents, of course, and my uncle, my grandfather, and his my step grandmother. Would that be right? When it's
Yes.
like when your grandfather remarries. Yeah. But yeah, it was nice, and I wish you guys were there. But I appreciate you guys being at my graduation. And I think we've talked about your graduation as well. Um, at a stadium, right? It was
Oh
like
yeah.
this big concert building. Um, and that was nice. I remember seeing you guys way down there looking like little tiny ants. What color was your gown and
Some
all?
people's
Your
was white and others
what's
were red, but mine was black.
red, white, and black. It just so happened to be you,
Or I
huh? The
think
black
their little like
sheep of the
sashes
family.
were white and red. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, the
that's why
smart
I was
kids,
all the way in
right?
the back because, you know, I barely passed, but at least I passed.
Yeah. I always like I remember when I wore that, I felt like I was
Yeah.
in Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of. I wonder, like, where that stemmed from. Like, did people wear that clothes? Like, like when did that tradition come from? Because it's a very finite set of clothing, like with the zipper and all, and
The
like the hat as
graduation
well.
gowns?
Um, yeah, the graduation gowns and the hat, like especially the hat. Like, where did that come from? Like, what's the history of that? You know what I'm saying? It's a very strange outfit for a very exciting day.
Um, well, now I'm kind of interested.
You don't have to Google it. Yeah, okay. I remember the tassel. I didn't throw my hat up in the air, but most people did, of course. Um, I just didn't do it because I was
My
afraid, like,
cap was
yeah, lose
bobby
it.
pinned down
You
to
know what I'm
my
saying?
hair, so it wouldn't fall. So I just didn't even bother with it. And then Oh, someone's cap hit me in the head.
Of
Yeah,
course.
high school had to
I'm
get me
sure
just
that
one
counts.
last time before I left. Yeah, because there was
I'm pretty
only
sure the
one
person
row
did it on
behind
purpose
me.
too.
Apparently the
Yeah,
cap
yeah,
and
man.
gown has existed for centuries.
Centuries. Dang.
Unknown medieval university class in the
I guess,
1300s.
man, I guess the world may never know. Um, I guess roots like that you can't really change, huh? Well, like, what's your opinion on tradition and stuff like that?
It
Like, should we
depends
change?
on what the tradition is.
Like wearing the caps and gowns. What if we changed it to wearing like, I don't know, like
Well, that will
punk
never
rock
happen.
clothes? You know what I'm saying?
It's just like too much of a classic. Like you can't change that.
Well, don't say never. Never say never, as Justin Bieber would say, because this year, of course, there was a dramatic change. Most high schools did a virtual graduation. Um, a few did actual walk through and everything. But what if another thing happens where, let's say, there's a riot and it just so happens to be that they're wearing a cap and gown, just like when you graduate,
Oh gosh.
and so it has this negative
Yep.
annotation to it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how the Ku Klux Klan wear the white sheets, and so that's like a negative thing. Or Hitler wearing like the Nazi uniform, that's a negative thing. Um, like the swastika. Let's focus on that. The swastika was apparently a symbol of peace, unlike the peace sign that we use nowadays. The swastika used to be that,
It
and Hitler
was
took it
it
and
was from
redefined it
Buddhism, I
by his
think.
whole regime. It was it was a religious um, symbol at that, and so imagine like taking the cross and like using that for like a evil purposes. Like say I want to kill all dolphins in the ocean. I use the cross. That's like my banner. You think that would gain negative
Well,
annotations towards the
yes,
cross?
because I think people still use that symbol. The Buddhists still use that symbol. It was just but it's not a swastika
The
because it's like
the
the
swastika?
swastika, they like changed it a little bit, but like at first glance when you look at it, you're like, what? But if it's like altered a little bit, then like obviously at first you're gonna be like, but then
I thought they used the lotus flower, or is that
I
like a
guess it's just
certain
like,
sect
yeah, a
of
little
Buddhism?
thing. I just know it's like tied to Buddhism. But I guess this is a good
Yeah.
segue into religion.